obviously his brother just got it. So it's like, don't you think that they will be looking into everybody, looking into everything? And that doesn't exclude Moneybagg Yo, because it's still his Bentley that was seen in front of Makita's in the picture that they released to all of us. Like they came up with that. They're the ones who told us that. They're the ones who wanted to show us that after not showing it to us 2 months before that picture came out. And then now you see what's going on, man. Man, I told y'all, CMG was beefing heavy with Dolph, bro. You got to remember, they've been trying to get Dolph for years, bro. CMG, the 100 shots with Black Youngster, and now that they got Big Jook literally hangs out with Black Youngster like almost on the daily. They was looking for Dolph riding around on the daily together. So now they're going to be looking for Black Youngster. And Black Youngster, I told y'all this way before that, he's been on the run. That white Benz comes back to him. Y'all got to remember that they confirmed that white Benz that was seen at Makita's with the two dudes jumping out, that was not the Covington Benz. The Covington Benz was somebody else's, and they literally just proved that about a month or two ago. And so because of that, them proving that Covington Benz was not the Benz from Dolph, then that led them to say, okay, we have to change the course of what we're looking into, because now we have figured that everything that they had as a lead, it wasn't really the lead. The Covington Benz ended up being something different. So they're like, okay, so then this must be Black Youngsters and your Big Jook and whatever. And that's how they basically went back, looked at everything, and figured out information that had Big Jook tied in some way to the Benz, Cornelia, Straight Drop, any of them are Makita's, right? And you got to remember that Makita's Cookies is in the side of Memphis that Yo Gotti and them be hanging out at. And so you got to understand that everything that they looked into, it ended up giving them, leading all back to Big Jook, leading all back to CMG, Yo Gotti, and this, that, and the third. And so, like, you know how everything is alleged. And so, like, but it's crazy how they actually came out and said that Big Jook was part of this. Like, he wasn't the guy that's seen in the picture. That means there's more to it. There was people who were, he's the behind the scenes guy, baby. He's one of the people that was actually inside the store. Like, remember when I told y'all that it could have been at least 7 to 10 people inside that store doing all sorts of things. You don't know if they were tying things up. You don't know nothing, man. And so now it's like, okay, then if Big Jook got locked up and tagged for being responsible for this, then where was he at exactly on the scene? Where was he at? What was his part? Did he plan 6 months before to like do this and do that and try to get Dolph to come back to that cookie shop? Because if you really look at it, Dolph was at that cookie shop back in July of 2021. And that's when Raven was just all in his face with the camera, and you could tell Dolph was mad and that she was trying to plan something, like she was going to show that to Big Jook. And so they must have showed that to Big Jook, and Big Jook must have been like, okay, so like, you know, later when he comes back for holiday time, we got to get him to stop by here. You know, you got to put it in his ear that he's got to stop by and get something for the fam, da-da-da-da-da. And so that could be how they got them there. But now that you see that CMG, somebody from their ringleader, got basically booked for this whole Dolph situation, and they just got 2 people, and it's like people from far away. So was Lotta Cash father, was he in Memphis? Was he somebody who, because you got to remember Shondell and Straight Drop, they went to Dallas first. And when they went to Dallas first, and then they came back on the road because Shondell got a place in Dallas. And Lotto Cash father, he lived in Houston, or at least they were in that area. So like Dallas, Houston area. So it does make sense how they could know each other. Remember, I told y'all that Dallas is a second home to CMG, to where people from Memphis and CMG be going to Dallas to run away from their problems. Like, that's just the same reason why there was a lot of people who was cool between Dallas and Memphis on the CMG side. And that's the same reason why Black Youngster went and did that diss song right after the Dolph situation. And that diss song that he did was in a club in Dallas. So he wouldn't have did that diss song in Dallas if he didn't even feel comfortable in there. That's how you know CMG got ties to Dallas. And if CMG got ties to Dallas, then Mob Ties would be alerted about how CMG's got things going on in Dallas. And so they basically have some sort of connection or relationship where they got to keep things on their side of the bread rolling in for them, right? So they want to have control of everything. That's why you see CMG doing all this crazy stuff. That's why you see Mob Ties doing all this crazy stuff. And all of it is connected together. You heard it here first, bro. Everything alleged. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment down below. Let me know what y'all think of this. Are y'all young Dolph fans? And I'm going to catch you on the next one. In the picture that they released to all of us, like they came up with that. They're the ones who told us that. They're the ones who wanted to show us that after not showing it to us 2 months before that picture came out. And then now you see what's going on, man. Man, I told y'all, CMG was beefing heavy with Dolph, bro. You got to remember, they've been trying to get Dolph for years, bro. CMG, the 100 shots with Black Youngster, and now that they got Big Jook literally hangs out with Black Youngster like almost on the daily. They was looking for Dolph riding around on the daily. A lot of Cash Desto's father and Big Jook, man. So it was a CMG Mob Ties connection to this. Y'all got to understand that. I told y'all, man, 11 months ago, 1 year ago, CMG had everything to do with this, man. Yo Gotti is on the run right now. He just flew overseas, man. Took the first flight out of Atlanta, and he went to London with Moneybagg. Yo, they on the run right now as we speak. They trying to dip and dodge. They took all their cash out, everything. They basically like on a no-fly radar, basically. So now that you guys understand that it was all facts about how CMG has something to do with this, you could clearly see it with the Big Jook arrest. And then the weird thing is that Uzi's artist, Lotta Cash Desto, who got popped in Houston, her pops is one of the people who just got locked for Dolph too. And so remember, in Houston, it's like Mob Ties knows Lotta Cash Desto. They know the dad too. So now that it's like being said that, and you put 2 and 2 together, it's so much connection, so many relationships. It's so close together to where everything that's been going on with Migos Takeoff, J Prince Jr., Jazz Prince, Mob Ties, Duke the Jeweler, you got Moneybagg, Yo Finesse 2 times, Young Dolph, Yo Gotti, like all these people, they all connected together. And so now you kind of start seeing it for what it really is, man. So when I told y'all a year ago that CMG was basically the ones who was up to this, and then now it took them a whole entire year to do this, but we still don't have the footage of Dolph walking inside of Makita's that day. We still don't have the footage of Dolph driving up and everything like that. And so it's like, how did they end up finding out who these people were? Who was the ones who said? And still, we don't even know where Young Dolph brother is. Young Dolph brother was supposed to be allegedly in witness protection with Mia J for the last 9 months. So we haven't seen him. But basically what they did was they've been on the straight drop. Cornelius and them, they done told so much. But how is it that they done got Big Jook and the dude Lotta Cash Desto's dad, but they still haven't found Shondell Barnett? See, remember Shondell Barnett, they got him real early on. Real early on. He was the getaway driver. He was the one that literally got stopped with Straight Drop. When Straight Drop went in, he told on Straight Drop that he did it all, and then they let him go. So Shondell got out and finessed him. And what happened is that they found that Shondell was in on it too, and that he wasn't just no ordinary old getaway driver. Like, he actually hopped out and was doing stuff. And because of that, they came back on the news and said that everybody's got to look for Shondell Barnett. They was looking under every rock. But at this point, they literally gave Shondell Barnett $30,000 reward money, and they let him out and bought him whatever he wanted. So he took the bread that they gave him for the reward money for snitching on Straight Drop, not knowing that he's a part of it too. So you got somebody who's in on it just snitched on one of the other guys who's in on it to get the reward money so they could take that and be on the run with it. So they did a big mistake, big mess up for letting the guy out that was a part of it and giving him money to be on the run. And now you see Yo Gotti on the run because